Good morning, children. Welcome back to the social session. Children, in the previous class, we were trying to understand about the making of the Indian Constitution and the objectives resolution passed by Jawaharlal Nehru, which mentioned social justice as its key term. And the Constituent Assembly was in the was in the mood of preparing the Constitution for India, and it consists of 296 members. And in July 1946, this Constituent Assembly got formed with 296 people. And today, the background of the making of the Indian Constitution we shall see, which has been done by the Constituent Assembly. So this was a culmination of the long struggle of the people of India for freedom from the British colonial rule. As the British government decided to give freedom to the people of India, the Constitution was needed through which the people of India could rule themselves. Otherwise, it would be a completely like a jungle, like a forest, where there will be no rule or there will be no law. So for that reason, before giving the independence, they thought of giving the chance to make their own constitution through which they can rule themselves. So the Constituent Assembly members got elected indirectly by the members of the provincial assemblies and by the nominated by the princely states. So finally 296 members got gathered in order to draft the constitution. The cabinet mission has appointed in 1946 the allotted seats to each province and each princely state. A group of states was given how many members should be elected from each province. Accordingly, provinces or areas under the direct British rule elected 292 members, and all the princely states together got 93 members elected. So all put together 292 members got elected from the 292 members from the British directly ruled areas. These are 93 people are from the indirectly ruled, that means from the princely states. Total how much it is? 385 members were present in the Constituent Assembly, whereas first they got elected in July 1946 only 296, but now 385 members were present according to the cabinet mission plan. They decided how many people should be elected to the Constituent Assembly. So the plan also guaranteed that the seats are reserved for many of the major communities in India, like the Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Parsis, Christians and others. In proportion to their population and in proportion to their presence in the country, the seats were reserved to them. The council also ensured that 26 members were from the scheduled caste, that is SCs, depressed classes, for whom the Ambedkar was representing. From them 26 members got elected, and while elections were held in provincial legislative houses, representatives of the provincial princely states were identified only through the consultation. So to whomever they considered to be the apt person or a good person to be represented in the Constituent Assembly, they were nominated by the princely state. But whereas in the provincial assemblies, elections were conducted. So in all, it had only 9 members. In the total 385 members, there were only 9 women members were there. The Indian National Congress was the single largest party with 69% of its seats, and followed by the Muslim League, which had most of the seats reserved for the Muslims. Already we have discussed under the Muslim League. Muslim League has won majority of the seats in the 1946 elections. In the beginning, it had members from all parts of British India, and after 14th August 1947, only as the country was partitioned between India and Pakistan, the members of India formed into Indian Constituent Assembly, and the members of Pakistan formed into as a Pakistan Constituent Assembly, which will prepare constitution only for Pakistan. As you can see, the Constituent Assembly was not elected through the universal adult franchisee. What is this universal adult franchisee? Universal adult franchisee means the people who are above 18 years of age, irrespective of their caste, irrespective of their economic status, creed, religion, if you give them the right to vote, that is called as universal adult franchisee. But whereas these elections, 1946 provincial assembly elections, were not held on the basis of universal adult franchisee. Only very few people were given the right to vote. So only about 10% of the population was given the right to vote in the provincial assemblies, and in fact the members from the princely states were not elected at all, and they were only nominated. They were decided only through the consultation. Consultation means only with talking to the government and British India, they have decided whom to be represented in the Constituent Assembly. So such a decision was taken keeping in view the special situation present in the intense political activity. In the mid of intense political activity, if elections are conducted widely, then that would lead to some kind of violence. That was the reason which British has shown to cut down the voting percentage. So on the eve of freedom and mounting tensions among the people, they have decided only with the consultations in the princely states they can represent the Constituent Assembly. The princely states did not yet agree to become the part of the Indian Union at all. Whether they wanted to join the Indian Union, whether they wanted to join into the Pakistan, or whether they wanted to remain independent, it was not decided. But many of them hoped to remain independent kingdoms. That is why the representatives were asked to join the assembly. And in the beginning, the Muslim League members did not attend the meetings, though they joined it later. So in the initial stages in 1946 meetings of the Constituent Assembly, Muslim League did not join, but later they have joined it. Even though the Constituent Assembly is not strictly representative. Is it representative? No. Most of them were nominated even. So it was not strictly representative, and whomever are elected were elected only with the 10% of the right to vote given to them. So it took great care to consider all shades of opinions and give wide publicity to its work, so that all kinds of people could come to know what is happening in the Constituent Assembly in the making of the Constitution, and they can give their inputs, their opinions also through the letters, writings in the newspaper and through other mediums. Jawaharlal Nehru made this significant statement in the Assembly on 13th of December 1946 before the appointing a drafting committee for the Constitution drafting. So the future of India that we have envisaged, these are the words of Jawaharlal Nehru in the Constituent Assembly on 13th of December 1946. The future of India is envisaged, is not confined to any group or section or province or other, but it comprises all the 400 millions of India. That means it comprises scheduled caste, it takes into consideration the tribes, it takes into consideration the lowest people, the poor people, as well as the rich people. So every person will be taken into consideration in making the Constitution, is what he tried to tell in the Constituent Assembly. So a draft committee was set up under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and its task was to prepare the final draft taking into account all the viewpoints mentioned in the Constituent Assembly. So various aspects of the Constitution were discussed in great depth, and the Assembly gave broad directions to the drafting committee how the Constitution should be, and the final draft was presented before the Constituent Assembly for discussion even and approval. The Constitution has finally approved the Constitution was finally approved by the Constituent Assembly on 26th November 1949, and it came into force on 26th January 1950, which we celebrate every year as the Republic Day. So these are the two dates which you need to remember, children. One is when the Constitution was adopted by the Constituent Assembly. It was on 26th November 1949. So every year we celebrate this day as a constitutional day. But whereas it has come into force on 26th January 1950. So this 26th January we celebrate every year as a Republic Day. This is Republic Day. This is Constitution Day. These are two different things which you need to remember. So we will read about the some of the important debates that have taken place in the Constituent Assembly in order to understand how some of these important provisions of Indian Constitution were arrived at. So let us read about these debates in the next class, children. Take care. Thank you.